What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be checking out Timberborn one more time. The last time we checked this game out, I had gotten it from the developer's Discord, and it was a very, very early alpha. They've made some changes, and the game is getting ready to be released on Steam. They're getting towards that time, and so anyways, they gave me a Steam key. My last one was like a standalone downloader, I think, that I had. Or maybe it was through Discord or something like that. But either way, they sent over a Steam key, and they were like, hey, we'd like it if you could jump back on in and check the game out and give us some thoughts. So that's what I'm doing here today. If you've never seen this game before, Timberborn is a game about anthropomorphic beavers that are building a society. It's kind of a hybrid in between what you would expect from something like Banished, but also there's kind of like Factorio-esque production mechanics in there as well. And so I think this game does a pretty good job of being like a complex city builder while at the same time being kind of like a simple production chain manager. And I think the plan is really to sort of expand that half of the game. You guys know me, I'm not a super smart dude. I'm not like a massive fan of like gate logic and stuff like that inside a game, so I tend to avoid it. However, when it comes to games like this that sort of hide all of those mechanics underneath kind of a silky smooth veneer of a city builder, that's exactly the way to sort of bamboozle me into taking part with it. So anyways, we got 3 maps right here we can play around with. We got islands, we got waterfalls, we got canyon. Waterfall sounds nice. I only have common beaver right now. Our beaver is not eager, neither is our beaver fancy. It is simply common. That's okay though, man. I come from the mud, so if my beaver comes from the mud, I don't really mind that anyways. Let's dive straight on in and we'll start building ourselves a little beaver city. Alright, so here we are. This is our first little area. We can pause the game by pressing the space bar. You can see here we've got a bunch of beavers running around. There's a bunch of stuff laying around on the ground. That's going to be piles of sticks and food and things of that nature, in case you were wondering. Let's have a look at our. Let's have a look at the place where we live. Right? Oh, actually, it's pretty nice. Okay. It's a pretty sweet-ass place. There's some little stairwells and things over here. We've started out with a labor house, which is effectively kind of like your basic worker location. If we put down any jobs to, like, chop trees, or if we put down jobs to go gather food, or anything else like that, the workers that are going to do that are going to come from this labor house right here. So it's a good thing to start with. We've also started out with a number of sundries. We've got 45 berries right now. That's going to be our main food source while we try to stay alive. We also need to put down a farm, in my opinion. We're going to have 8 workers there. Okay, that's good to know. Well, hopefully these beavers will go off and, like, do... Oh, we need a log pile first. Okay, so we can't gather until we have a log pile. Well, there's our storage, so... Let's say we'll put the log pile sort of back here on that street right there. Somebody will go and take care of it. Once the log pile's all done, we'll start chopping down some trees, stacking them up in a satisfying way. They are working on building this right now. The animations haven't been added yet, but when you see them standing there, looking like they're filled with trepidation, sort of clutching their pearls, it normally means that they're building something. And we can get a small warehouse, which I think is not a terrible idea either. It might help out. What's that going to cost me, actually? It's going to cost 15 logs. That is a number of logs. Do we need workers that live there or anything? We can have 180 logs inside of there. That's actually good to know. I was wondering what the capacity on those was, and I was strongly considering building a second one maybe. We got labor house. We got a hauling post, so we can actually have haulers running around if we really, really wanted to. Not too worried about that for right now, but what I do like is the idea of maybe having some kind of field. And so we'll consider putting that in. We need 15 logs in order to get this field up and running. But I do think it's a really, really good idea to get some kind of sustainable food source running before we start getting lower on the things we're going to be feeding to both our adult beaver selves and our beaver children. I would also suggest that maybe we take a look around. We can't get a forester just yet. We're not going to be generating power anytime soon. Oh, actually, we can. We can do a water wheel, and then we've got power transfers right there. Okay. That's also good to know. We got paths and structures. We could do a dirt path. That might be kind of a cool idea. Yeah, let's do it. We'll put in a little path over here just to make things go a tad quicker. Perfect. Nice. Are you guys building that right now? Oh, you still need more logs. Gotcha. It's 50% built. All right, well, I'll probably queue up. Let's get another couple of trees chopped down over here. I don't really care if they kill the baby trees or not, but the adult trees definitely got to go. We've also got an option. Let's see here. Yeah, we could probably grab a few berries from over there, too, just to keep ourselves a little bit safer. Back when I played the earlier demo of this, the birch trees, they gave you, like, these twigs that they could eat that they could sort of chew on throughout the day while you were getting your sustainable food source up. But it looks like they've replaced that mechanic with, like, some berry bushes. So that might have been a suggestion that I threw out there. I don't recall. The last time I played the game was probably about 7 months ago. 6 months ago? Yeah, 6 months ago. So anyways, I do recall that these birch trees were edible, and these were basically the berry bushes, but it looks like they swapped that around to maybe avoid confusion, or maybe that was a common misconception. I don't really know. I'm gonna let these cats stack up a couple more logs, too, while we're just sort of like in the neighborhood, waiting to find out what's gonna happen. Once they chop all that down, I'll be fairly happy with it. My beavers are gonna be kind of bummed out because they're gonna have to sleep on the ground. I haven't really done any housing just yet. This house right here should allow them to, let's see here, adult inhabitants 2, child inhabitants 1, and our total inhabitants are 11, so we're going to need 5 of these, and each one takes 12 logs, so sort of let that sink in that, like, yeah, this is going to be sort of a project that we're going to have to get done. I think for now, we have enough logs on board for, like, one house, but that won't be the case forever. As we assign more jobs and we assign more tree choppage over here, eventually it will all get done. I'm going to expand this out a little bit further over here, give them a few more options as far as making a little residential area goes. We're going to keep their working hours pretty much precisely where they are. If you look at this little clock up here in the top right corner, working hours are anything that's not in the blue space, and I actually do really, really like the way that that's delineated within the confines of the game. Oh, are we going to need something else here? Let's take a look. We got food and water on this side. Oh, they need a watering place. I totally forgot about that from the last time I played the game. There we go. It's going to take 6 logs to make one of those. Well, that might get a little bit difficult. But we are kind of far down by the edge of the water, so maybe we can make it happen. You guys chop down some logs, make some watering points. Hopefully everybody won't die horribly of a thirst-related death. I totally forgot that I needed to do anything about that. I thought they just took care of it on their own. They should start, like, cycling through and drinking water as they do these jobs, or as they get more and more critical, and we should see some of those little indicators go away. I would recommend having, like, multiple watering places. It helps clear up the log jam, and I'm not trying to be punny right there just because we're messing around with beavers. It can clear up the log jam as far as the game's concerned when they start just kind of getting stuck over here and needing a place to get water from. I don't know why he's not drinking. Hopefully he'll take care of that at some point. I assume that he will. It's entirely possible that maybe the water spot is outside of his range. I don't know if I can, like, formally command him to go do that. Yeah, it looks like the rest of them are taking care of business, but unfortunately this little guy right here, not going to get any water. I do wish in cases like this that I could command him to go get water. It's more than likely just some kind of, like, AI bug right there. Oh yeah, there he is right there. He actually died of thirst. Feels bad, little dude. Rest in power, King. We'll see you on the other side. I mean, if he's not going to go drink, he's not going to go drink. It is what it is. Could be upset about it. I could try caring about it. But, like, at the end of the day, you know, you gotta drink water. Listen, I don't like drinking water. I'm like every other red-blooded American. I'd rather have a Mountain Dew, all right? I would much rather have a Mountain Dew. But sometimes you gotta drink water. Otherwise, you end up a beaver skeleton. That's just like Daddy used to say. That's that old Southern country wisdom right there. We do have more room for beaver apartments, and we have enough materials to get that done. So I'm going to start assigning them to whip together some, like, beaver condos over here, sort of, like, increase the market value of the real estate in this area. I'd also like it if they gathered some berries, in all fairness. I don't know how many berries we're going to pull back in, but we definitely need to pull in some berries. If we don't, I've got a sneaking suspicion that we're not going to survive until the carrot harvest comes in. And we have one beaver that has no job at the moment. I think that, like, I'm roughly okay with that. I don't mind it altogether that much. How many people are homeless right now? Do I have that anywhere? So we have 5 houses. We have 10 beavers. So, like, oh, the children don't count, though. I think it was 2 adults, 1 child, though, for each house, right? So this should work out perfectly fine. Like, this should be good to go. I'm going to build some more paths just to sort of, like, plan what we're going to be doing as we move forward. And so we'll kind of just, like, go over here. And then, like, go over there. Alright, so now that we got a few more things planned out, they're going to be gathering food from on that side. We have no berries in stock right now, which is actually kind of risky for where we're at. We need some food to come in so that people can, like, feed themselves and eat and take care of business whenever they get hungry. Unfortunately, I've got a sneaking suspicion that they're going to eat it straight out of the labor house faster than we can stock them today. And so, really, the name of the game for today is just waiting for our food supply to refill. The other good news is that our carrot harvest is about to come in at the end of that day right there. So we managed to bounce back on food pretty good. And so now we just gotta wait and see. The next thing we probably want to move up to is it looks like we can grill potatoes or something. I'm pretty sure they just eat carrots. And they just take care of that business. I think potatoes will take care of hunger too. Yeah, nutrition too. So that we can. So the entire point of the game is effectively to move up the well-being of all of your beavers as high up the chain as you possibly can. While we wait, I do think that tomorrow is a pretty premium opportunity to chop down trees wherever possible. Like, if we can just deforest this entire area, I wouldn't be against it. I'd be alright with the situation. Apparently we're at maximum capacity on our storage right now, so it might not be a terrible idea to get, like, another centralized storage just, like, right across the street, maybe. Yeah, let's put that in. It's going to cost us 15 logs, but we're sitting on like 100 of the damn thing, so who cares? We'll knock that out and put in some storage, try to take care of business. It doesn't look like anybody has to live here or work here, so it looks like they just drop stuff off where it needs to go. I was going to kind of look around and see if there was any cool stuff we could get mashed out. We have 3 beavers that have no jobs. That can be pretty easily resolved right there by just sending them out to go do kind of like classical labor while we decide what we want to do next. They're going to be chopping down trees for a while, and so we can take a look here. We've got a campfire, so this will satisfy their social requirements. I think it's a pretty good idea, actually. I like the idea of having a campfire. Let's put that in right there so our beavers can have little beaver meetings, and they can talk about whatever current events are currently pressing in the world of beavers. I wouldn't know because I'm not a beaver, and so I don't know exactly how that all works. We can probably throw in another beaver condo or 2 as well. We got lots and lots of logs to go through, so no stress. That'll also help us future-proof a little bit and make sure that our beavers have like a little bit of society that they can grow into for while we wait for all this to get put together. Yeah, there they are right there. They're sitting on their little logs, and I guess they just like hang out and talk. I wonder if they light the fire at night. I'm curious about that. That'd be a really, really cool feature if they light that little fire right there. I do think at some point we're going to have to clear all this out and just kind of make room. I don't, like, super want to do it that way, but, like, I want all this stuff to go. I was going to say, I don't know if we have, like, a clear-cutting option around here, but a clear-cutting option would be absolutely fantastical. Things that we kind of want to work up towards, I guess, is we've got the inventor's hut right here. If we put a worker in there, I assume that they do some kind of, like, does that require power, though? It generates science points. All right, well, I'll put it right here, I guess. There you go, so that now we have Beaver Scientists. Yep. Side-by-side Beaver Scientists, driving us forward with the power of the Beaver Atom. We're sitting at 5 as far as our goals go. If we wanted to unlock, let's see here. So they've got good comfort. They wanted to have more fun. Social life, we're almost there. Apparently they have awe as well, which I don't know if that's like, oh, like baby kitten, or if it's like, oh, as like looking at a big statue of a bearded guy who lives in the sky. Okay, I do know which one it is, but anyways, if I pretended like I didn't know what it was, it made the bit that much more satisfying and easy to reckon with. You see what I'm saying here? Like, sometimes you gotta play the fool in order to be able to, you know, turn a laugh, alright? It's just the way it goes. I'll probably actually put a little side street down this way, too. Like, I don't really care if it can, like, contain anything, but we'll do, like, a little side street over there. Just to sort of, like, make an effort. It looks like they're mashing it out pretty fast anyways. It'd be cool if when they made these little trails, they stomped with their tails. Like these little trails right here. It'd be cool if they, like, did, like, a little butt stomp with their little clapper tails in order to, like, tamp down the ground, I guess. Tamp, that's the word that I was looking for. Alright, so let's take... Do we have anybody unemployed? We have nobody unemployed. So we're going to have to take 2 off of right there, and we'll put 1 in right there and 1 right there. It looks like they just go ahead and do that stuff. They've got some kind of, like, Da Vincian screw on top of that thing. Isn't that what that's called? It's called the Da Vinci screw or something. I don't remember. But anyways, they are working on the sciences right now. And apparently it generates 3 science points for every, like, half a day we leave them inside of there. So... we should eventually be able to gain access to our tech tree. So the tech tree is actually just accessed from right here. You just click on the thing that you want to unlock as you play the game. So that's not too bad. Pretty easy to figure out. I don't know what I want to unlock. I guess, like, unlocking a pump would be pretty cool. But we're going to need planks in order to make that work. And so my suggestion would be, is we've got to come down here and, like, I don't know exactly where this hooks up to the power. I would like to see, so on this little green indicator when you're placing this building down, I would like to see the inputs and the outputs of the direction that the power would go. So, like, if I could see the spot where the power hooks up to this thing, it would be really, really good. That's the part that concerns me, but I'm going to put it right there for right now. And then we'll bring this trail down a little bit lower. Oh, can I seriously not build a trail right there? Alright, I'm going to need woodcutters. Woodcutters, get on down here. Cut down the beavery forest, please. Once this is done, we're going to need to make a power plant. I don't know precisely how the power plant is going to work, but we'll figure it out. And we don't have any employable beavers right now, so apparently our beaver breeding program is going very, very poorly. And of course I spell that with the A-M-M-E because it just sounds fancier. I'm not going to spell it the American way. I'm going to spell it the other way because it just makes it seem more classy. There we go. So now we just kind of want this path to run over to here because we're going to need to put in a water wheel down on this side. So with the water wheel, I assume it actually has to be in the water. So there's our water wheel right there. I don't know if we have a thing that'll allow it to cross a road actually. I'm going to put in a water wheel right there, and then we'll figure it out, all right? We will figure out how... It actually doesn't look like... I thought this thing had like... The last time I played the game, it had like a little knob that was sticking out of it, and that was how you connected it, but I guess maybe... just maybe... the power works the way that it's supposed to. I don't know. Let's just do this the simple way at first. Okay. There we go. We're just gonna... we can rebuild this as necessary, but I just kind of want to see what this looks like. I don't know if the beavers are gonna be able to, like, move underneath these. I assume that's where upraised wires are gonna come in. If you look at some of these menus down here, they've got, let's see if I can find them actually. Inside some of these menus, they've got scaffolding structures. My assumption is that eventually what you want to do is you want to take this stuff and you want to elevate it so it goes up and over the top of everything and then only comes back down and descends in when you absolutely need it. However, if the beavers can free flow in between all of these, I'm not really that worried about it. It depends if they can walk underneath this or not. If they can walk underneath the turners, then that's fine. If they cannot walk underneath or past the turners, then every single time this gets more complicated, more and more of our city is going to be blocked off unless we do a really, really good job at planning. All right, it's up and running. I mean, it looks okay to me. Yeah, we got some cog works and some gears going on. I guess I can make this connect wherever I want now. It used to be the case that you could not do that. It used to be a situation where what you had to do is there was a specific spot it plugged into, but I guess they made it universal just to make ease of mind. It looks like they cannot go around this right here. So that would lead me to believe that we kind of want to start messing around with, is there a way to elevate this right here? A raised shaft? Yeah, I was going to say. My question becomes, how do I raise the elevation of all this? We're gonna need more science points before we find out anyways. But what I would like to do ideally is I would like this to go up and then just be upraised until it arrives over here and then descend again. That way we still have free flow of our city. Like, people can still move around without having their elbows and their knees get stuck on stuff. We got 2 beavers that still need jobs. We're sitting on top of 7 houses right now, which means we're going to need some more housing too. So unfortunately, we're going to have to get on top of that. Give me a couple more houses over here in our housing sector, I guess. We'll put you in right there. Kind of put you in right there. Yeah, just smash in a couple more houses out in like our little beaver suburb. I do really, really like the way that the logs are actually animated. My expectation is that by the time you get to endgame here and you've got like all kinds of machinations running all over the place, it should look pretty cool to zoom out and just see how many things are rotating and how many things are working and how many things are producing. I think that's a really, really cool feature, watching that grow and get all crazy. Apparently we've got unreachable trees around, but I don't know how we get to them. What trees are they upset about? Oh, these over here. All right. Fine, whatever. We'll get rid of it. Oh, good. My beavers, are you guys harvesting or like what's happening here? I feel like we should have a lot more than 35 carrots. You guys should have just harvested unless everybody got hungry. We might have to make a second field, which is sort of like nerve-wracking. Does the grill need power? It does not. So my suggestion would be that let's make a potato field. We'll send them over here to just mash out this stuff. And once it's gone, we will put in a dirter field right there. I'll also need to install a path over on this side. We are getting a little bit low on logs, which is a bummer. I would rather not be running out of those. But these things do happen. So, like, I guess we'll just live with it. We have a potato harvest now, but I think I'm going to have to send people out to go gather more berries. It's looking like we're going to be kind of hungry by the end of the day if we don't. So I'm going to send out all the workers to go ahead and take care of that. Just adding like an extra 50 berries to the stockpile. I think that'll carry us until we can get this whole like potato thing going. You get 30 potatoes after 6 days. Okay. Now the other thing we're going to need in order to make this all work is we're going to need to make the potato grill right here. So there's the potato grill. That's easy enough and gets the job done. Apparently it takes 25 logs in order to get that done. Plus, they're going to need to get some fuel together. So, what I would consider doing, actually, is I would consider putting another log pile right here so that when we chop trees on this side, they'll bring the logs into here. I don't know if in the end it'll work out that way or if that's going to be the most effective way for me to organize the layout of the base, but it's a thought for right now. And sometimes a thought is what you got. There we go. And so now we've got a grill. We haven't assigned anybody to work there yet because we don't have any extra workers, but we are becoming more fertile, and so we have 13 people and 2 children. So our colony's growing, but it's taking its time. As with all things, when you start from like 8 people, it takes a little while. Did he just say we're gonna die? No, you're not, little pal. I'm gonna take care of you forever. I'm gonna be like your beaver god, as it were. Worship me, ye beavers. Quake in terror at my coming. It also looks like we may have enough stuff where we can get wooden stairs. Not bad. Yeah, let's get the wooden stairs real fast. Then as soon as we hit 120, I think I'm going to need all of these, in all honesty. And then on top of that, we're also going to need to unlock either the high shaft. Like, I don't know if that comes from here and goes up in the air. Sort of curious. I'm actually wondering if I even need to use scaffolds for this, because that's a raised shaft right there. So it's possible that I may just be able to raise it up on its own stilts as it goes around. And I'm very, very interested in investigating that, but we're out of time for the day. My name is Splattercat. This is Timberborn. I hope you guys have a wonderful afternoon. You're having a good time hanging out at the channel. I will see you all next time. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out the other avenues by which I create content. I'm on Twitch TV at Splattercat Gaming. You can check that out in the description. You can also check out the Discord where my community is rallied together. And then I will see you all with something hot and fresh off the indie skillet tomorrow. Don't forget to wishlist the game.